Q. The Black Lamb with the $5. What's popping? TJ brought me here. Aaron up here playing mental chess. He's 20 moves ahead of Genuine, and Genuine made a valid point. Q and her feelings. It's okay to take an L, baby girl.
Yeah, Q didn't take no L, so I don't know what the fuck you was watching or what you on, but Ali struggled with that conversation. He struggled
so
with
let's
that.
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's going to me right now. I'm back to me.
Let's talk about it.
Damn.
Let's talk about it. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's talk
Toya,
about it.
So all right, let's do this. So Toya, one of the things that you may be able to interject on, and a comment that Q had to address, and her and Ali going back and forth was one, LGBTQ talking about heterosexual relationships, like having input wasn't even relevant. A woman raising up a boy to be a man just as good as a man can. So those are two things that you may want to interject on. I want to set that flow for you. All right. And Q, just to be clear, TJ did say, I know it sounded like if people are listening in the chat, he did say fuck a stepfather, fuck anybody else who's not the biological father in terms of replacing him. That can't happen. But he wasn't saying fuck dating single baby mothers or single women with kids.
Right.
So just to clarify on that show back then.
All right.
But you got to add the outsource part too. I said she had to outsource a man. So it's
no. I'm talking about her and TJ's back and forth just now.
Right.
When he said it, said it back then, he wasn't saying fuck in terms of dating single women with kids.
No, I was saying he said a woman could raise a man.
No, I didn't say that. I said I can. See, that's where you niggas fuck up.
Yeah. Don't convolute. I'm trying to clarify for the people to understand what Q and TJ were going back and forth about, not what happened yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. Hink, before Toya, I got you. All right, but I want to get Hink. Were you there for the show majority last night?
No, not all of it. I was there for the first part of it.
Okay, what's your synopsis of the first part? Because TJ gave a great breakdown. Go ahead.
I thought it was pretty good. But let somebody talk. I got to deal with something real fast.
All right, do your thing. So okay, what would be the better course of like how should I go about it? Should Q and Ali recap their conversation, and then Toya can give some commentary?
I think that would be best. Because already starting with like a woman raising them, we already did that discussion. And like I said, I led with the whole concept that women largely cannot do that. That's going to be a fail. And I led with all the reasons why that would be a fail. Okay. So
and then
that's
you said
not my sentiment.
But then you said you had to outsource manhood. So I have electricity in my house. You'd have to go get a generator. I already have electricity in my house. I wouldn't have to outsource a man. That was the next part we went to. You have to literally go get. No. You said you had to outsource a man. You had to go get man with manhood to be around a child to get a man. I'm already a man. That's what we said. That was the next place we went to. So I'm the electricity. You have to go get a generator.
Yeah, I said core principles, right? Core principles, amongst other things I could teach, right? When it comes to manhood, that's where the man would come in.
Yeah, husband.
Let me land, Ali. Don't do that. Don't start early with the sassy stuff.
I'm not being sassy.
Don't start early with it. So what I also said was, when it comes to you saying, oh, you're outsourcing a man, I said, if you were a single father, meaning you were, let's say you were widowed or something like that, God forbid, you were a single father, it would be in your best interest to do the same thing based on my philosophies and what good parenting looks like. It would be in your best interest to do the same thing with a woman, to put your child in front of a woman who could give that nurturing, because you're not going to have that full package. I said the same thing. It goes across the board.
That's right.
But you're saying you have to outsource a man.
No.
Like that's bad.
No. You are already way away from the foundation of what it's supposed to be. Everything a woman keeps complaining about is what a husband would be. When they, especially when they're claiming they need this, they need that, everything that they're always describing is a husband. So what both of you would need is a man. but y'all dealing with each other. That, and I'm not saying that as a shade. I'm saying respectfully. All the things that women are asking for that they don't want to commit to is actually a husband and working for a husband for him to have responsibility over those things. But if a woman isn't on his page, if a woman is not going to work for him and be and take the responsibility of catering to that man and the family, then the man leaves, and she has to find a alternate source, whether that's going to a woman. And whether that's getting a man's sperm from a sperm bank, or going to a man to help them raise a kid when it's a husband. A woman needs a man, and a man needs a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's how you ended up with a baby mom, though.
You with a baby mother. So what does that make me? No. What is you're with a baby mama? You're taking care of somebody else's kids.
Proudly.
Who's more valuable? What would it work? What would it help better for her, me or you?
I love the shit out of them kids. Definitely not you.
No, answer that. No, answer that. You're outsourcing the man. I could have solved the problem. She got a man now that can help love you. I could take care of the babies better because I'm a man.
Ali,
you have to go get the man.
Let's be clear. I also spoke about a specific type of male too. You don't fit that criteria because not every man functions as a man in masculine energy.
Why is that?
Because you function out of feminine energy. I called you out on that yesterday.
Right, give the details. Do the details. Give me the details. You're just saying what a woman says, like Rose shaking her head, even though Rose wanted me to get my number from Hamp, the first show I was on, and she's doing this now because she's part of the sisterhood. So be specific as a man does. If you're masculine, tell me how I'm feminine and how I can't raise a kid.
You already argue a lot. You don't listen well.
Now you gotta let her finish first. You still mad because I didn't give you my number, but go ahead.
You argue a lot. You don't listen well. A lot of the stuff that you say is canned responses that people say when they are hurt by people from the LGBT community.
Give me an example.
A lot of your responses were those canned responses. I got the hardware. I can impregnate her.
Give me an example.
Rah. Like, so what? Nobody cares. That's why you got the situation you got, because you can impregnate. But where's your commitment?
I had the situation I got. No. See, all the stuff men talking about, how women don't cooperate, how women aren't feminine, how women aren't pleasant, how women aren't on your page is what I'm talking about. If you can't be led, you're gonna get left. You can't say I'm a certain way and then women are divorcing men and then they're happy, strong, and independent. You're doing this as a woman does to shame men for what we would do to shame you. If you can't keep a man in your life, if you can't be with a man, you're shamed. You haven't been validated. So y'all go to each other to validate each other. That's the problem. If I can get sex from you, it showed my value. If even a seed comes out of you and you put your body through that shows my value. I do this for the course of the comedy of this conversation. A man can't be a baby daddy. You had my child. You let me go inside of you, bust a nut in you, and you have my child. What you decided not to do after you asked me to be responsible, is not to get under my coverage and authority. I was good enough to lay with, but I ain't good enough to make a sandwich for him, for you to be quiet and be a woman and do what you're supposed to do for the family. Y'all are creating broken families. You chose a broken family. You chose to be a single mother. And you chose to be a lesbian over being with a husband that raises a family. There's no other way to raise a family since the beginning of time than with a man that you chose to lay down with and have a kid with.
Yeah, Ali, I chose according to my inclination, right? So if I'm living and walking in my truth and being true to myself and not hiding shit like you download niggas do, then I'm good on that, right? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, right? But you sound very hurt and upset. You sound like somebody has hurt you. You talk a lot about not having control over the woman wearing now here you go. You're doing it again. Women can do. You don't listen. Go ahead. You talk because you got to talk. You're more important. You're more important.
Attack the argument. I'm not attacking you. Attack the argument. You going at me. Attack the argument. That's what a man does. You said you masculine. Attack the argument.
I said I have masculine energy. Yeah, and I own that.
How?
Something you could probably.
You keep saying that.
Some of.
Be specific.
Yeah, something you could probably get some of.
All right, let me
greatly benefit you.
Let me jump in here.
God,
so Toya.
Damn, Q.
Well,
he
Toya,
asked for it, Hank.
Hold on. So Toya, you hear it, right? This was that argument, right? This was the argument that they had yesterday. I thought they were gonna recap the argument. They actually re-had the argument, essentially. So that's what happened. I want to blame myself, Toya, because I knew it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like if my son go to school and be a bully, it's my fault, 100%. You know what I mean? That's it right there. What is your take on that? because the first one, I think the first argument is better than that one, honestly.
What was
But
the
what's
first
your
argument?
take?
The first
Well,
argument.
I'm gonna let them argue that again
Just
because they
give me
don't listen to
just
instructions.
a very quick synopsis.
No, they're gonna do it again, but I want to get your point on this one. So Q saying she is one out of a million that can raise a boy to be a man just as a man would. But she was making a point before about outsourcing where you need a man to raise a boy. She's just the exception. Ali's saying he don't need to outsource nothing because he is the man. And when lesbian relationships happen, they have to outsource that masculine to a coach, something, in order to get that boy to a proper place.
Right. She's also said a woman can't raise a man. So she already defeated herself. But she says since she has masculine energy, which she can't describe, she's the exception. But she's a woman.
Mm-hmm. But she admitted that, though. She said women can't do it. She can do it. Okay.
But she's a woman.
I would, across the board, I would say that it's very difficult for a woman to raise a man, a boy child, however you want to put it. It's very difficult because there's some things that a man could teach a boy that a woman could never, ever be able to teach a boy. However, that being said, it does not mean that a woman cannot raise a boy. They do have to outsource, like you said, what's your name, Ali? They do have to outsource. They have to have, if it's a brother, a godfather, a coach, whatever it is, to have some type of male presence in a child's life is very important and necessary.
Should they just have?
So then you're not raising them. Then if you have to outsource, then you're not raising them.
Wait! Don't usurp Toya's time. If you got a question,
okay, I'm sorry, my bad. That was my bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. If you got a question for Toya to clarify or ask her, then let's do that. Toya, I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think then, based on with your opinion, that Q can actually be an exception without having to outsource a man at all?
Personally, no. I don't believe that.
And I would agree with that. So I don't understand why statements are being said that I'm not saying. What you just said, Toya, is exactly what I said last night.
So Q, just to clarify, you saying that you, even in your circumstance, you need to outsource and have a man come in also.
And I said it for Ali. And if as a man, he would need to do the same to make sure a child has a female energy, a female presence to bring that nurturing side that men cannot. Men do not agree with that, Ali? I said this clearly last night, but because niggas want to create this false narrative around anything an LGBTQ person says, that y'all start.
She says I'm the exception, and then she agrees with you and Hamp. Do you get what I'm saying? She says I'm the exception, but she still has to outsource.
But Ali,
because I don't carry a lot of nurturing feminine energy.
Listen.
I can say that about myself.
You can't raise a man.
That's the issue with the two people that are in the argument trying to clarify each other's point. It just rehashes the argument. Right, so you guys aren't able to clarify each other's point because y'all the ones shooting at each other. So Q, just to clarify, and Toya, I got you. Just to clarify, you're saying even in your circumstance, you have to bring a man in to show that boy some things. You can't.
That's where the manhood part comes in because I cannot give him manhood. I said that last night.
So then I was mistaken as well because what I thought I was hearing was that you don't need a man to come in. You can do it just as a man would
and I never
without
said
having
that
to bring somebody else in.
Yeah, and I never said that in previous podcasts either. I stand on what the fuck I say, but it's everybody's ability to listen and hear what it is I'm saying.
We're not going to let us
last night. Hold on, Ali. Remember last night, Angry Man was like, so are you saying XYZ? And I was like, no, I led with. He was like, what did he say? He was like, are you saying that women can successfully raise boys to be men? And I said no. And I said, and I led with that, and I led with the reasons why. That was said clearly, and he missed it. So I think it's that like how y'all be saying women just be looking for shit. I think when I speak about certain things, it's like looking for something. Like I want to find that loophole.
So let me, and I'm just trying to paint the picture for people who maybe don't have all the full background. So that is not what I heard at all when we initially had this conversation when TJ was on the panel. What I heard was you were the exception. Yeah. Women can't do it. Q can do it, regardless of her being a woman. Wait. Y'all got it. Don't ad lib. Puff Daddy, that shit is played out. He ain't popping no more. So
take that.
Yeah, like so Q, that is a different sentiment than when we had that conversation before.
No, it's not. Run the tape back. Because I also said with having a man in the picture. I said that. If you notice, that was TJ's speaking point, because he took what I said previously out of context and used it for his platform. He was like, oh, she's saying a father figure or this or that, that. Fuck all of that. And then when he came on, we had the conversation for me to clarify that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that was the whole point of that episode.
Then what do you do the exception to? What is she the exception to?
But yesterday she specified again. Yesterday she specified, yes, I can teach him some things, but as far as actually being a man, she said I can't teach him that. Can she?
So we're trying to
how to fix things, build things, whatever the case may be.
Trying
Yes,
to bring it
and good core
we're
values.
Just trying to bring it full circle. We are, y'all got to do a better job of comprehension. So I'm saying what was said previously, right? And then she was allowed to clarify. But the now here's where the point of contention is that what she saying now what she said 4 months ago?
Yes,
that's the part I'm unsure of. You see what I'm saying?
I am.
And I'm saying that out loud.
I am.
So Toya, what's your perspective on that?
Are we still on the whole men raising boys talk?
Yeah. So you're saying you need a man regardless of how much masculine energy you have.
1000%.
Okay. Ali, I know you're trying to get in. I'm not trying to like tell y'all to be quiet, but I just want to make sure everybody's clear.
I know, fam.
200 people here. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I'm still trying to, like, if I said I can raise a woman, most men can't. I'm the exception to the rule. But then I turn around and say, but I have to outsource a woman to help raise a woman. Isn't that a contradiction?
No, because if you said I function in feminine energy and can give her these core principles, if you basically said the reverse of the same exact thing that I said, no. And then you're like, well, to teach her how to teach her womanhood, I would incorporate a woman into her life.
No, what is the exception though? What makes you the exception if you still have to outsource? That's what I'm asking. So just stay on that. Right. Since it's not a contradiction, what makes you an exception to the rule that you can raise a man?
Ali, the exception would be that I carry a lot of masculine energy, which is not that same feminine nurturing energy that most women have, where they coddle boys. They do all that extra shit. I don't do that. I've said I'm talking. I've said several times. I have said several times, bring back masculine toxicity. I have said that. Like, I don't believe in all that soft shit.
You still can't answer me what masculine energy is. But if you didn't outsource a man, can you raise a man? If you didn't outsource a man with your masculine energy, that's what Toya was asking. Whether you're a woman or a woman with masculine, can a woman and a woman with masculine energy raise a man without a man?
What part did you not hear? Where the answer is going to be no.
Just answer that direct. Just answer that direct.
The answer is no, but that was said multiple times.
You contradicted yourself.
How are you missing? There's no contradiction.
That is a contradiction.
No, it's not, because that was said multiple times.
That doesn't make you an exception whether you have masculine energy or not. You can't raise a man.
But it does. Because of the way that I'm going to go about it, it does. And I don't have that feminine nurturing energy. I just said that. I don't know how you're losing that.
You just said it. I don't have to say anymore. You said a
right,
woman.
But again, if you're saying I'm a man, Ali, if you're saying I'm a man with feminine energy, you would also be an exception, right? If I mostly function in feminine energy and I understand these core principles about females and I understand these core principles about feminine stuff, and I admire these things about people. I know what I would want in my daughter. So I'm going to pull from that. I know how to do nails. I know how to do hair. Typically stuff that women know how to do well. You know how to do that. And you could teach that to your daughter. You would be the exception, but that's for you to stand on. Don't get mad at me because I'm standing on some shit that I said.
No, I'm going to ask
you just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Just say that. Just be like, I disagree with you because I don't like what you're saying. Just say that.
No, that's what you're doing, actually. And you're still using your feminine energy to manipulate the argument when you just said it. I'm gonna ask him. She said a woman, whether she's a woman with feminine energy or a woman with masculine energy, can't raise a man. She just said it. Isn't that a contradiction to her argument? You on mute. You on mute. Hemp.
Yes.
How Hemp?
I'm still focused on what you actually said a while ago, so it's different from what you're saying.
I'm saying to you, run that back. You will understand. That
was the premise of TJ coming on the platform, and I clarified. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna find it. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna find it.
What if you can't raise a man with masculine energy or feminine energy? What makes you the exception to any woman that can't raise a man? You said you can't raise a man even with masculine energy unless you outsource the man. Like really,
For
we're having
manhood, right? I said this already. Why are you beating a dead horse?
no raising a man. You're going to manhood. Can you raise a man? Can a woman with masculine energy raise a man without a man?
Would manhood not be a part of that?
That's
Ali?
okay, Q.
Like, my
Hey,
God,
you still
I
you
cannot offer or teach that. I can't.
And that
Like,
part
let's
right
keep it a
there
buck.
with a man being logical, that would hurt them. And that's what women do. A lot of our women do in households. And they're having illogical arguments with our sons. They emasculate our sons. They cripple our sons. They make our sons have emotions and communicate like women when they're spending too much time around women. When boys are supposed to get taken away from their mother at a certain age and spend most time with their fathers to become men. While they're spending time with you and you're contradicting yourself and being illogical and saying just because you're masculine, you can raise a man, but you know you have to outsource it and you can't. That's something illogical telling a boy. You're telling a boy, hey, you don't need a man. You need a man to raise a child, but I'm the exception with my masculine energy, but I still have to outsource.
Why the fuck would I say that to a child? We talking on the platform. I'm answering your questions.
I said a
Who
man
sits
when
there and says
he grows up. See, you manipulate the conversations to always make a point that take away from what you say.
You did the same thing, which is why you took a contradiction.
As he gets older to be a man, you have to have man conversations. Can you even have a man conversation with a man as he gets older?
Ali, you can't even have a conversation as a man with me.
It's okay, Q. No, you're not a man.
You can't even do that.
The problem is when y'all come up here and challenge, you make it look like we're not doing that. You're still a woman challenging a man. You can't outman a man. You can't you're as masculine as you are, you can't outman me ever in your life.
Oh, but I already have with you.
It's impossible.
With you, I already have. With you, I already have. Let's be clear on that. With you, I already have. That's what makes you upset.
It's impossible.
With you, I already have, Ali, and that's what makes you upset.
Would you guys agree that manlyhood and masculinity are two different things, or do you guys think they're the same thing?
They're the same thing.
I think they're two different things.
They're the same. Listen, masculinity and energy talk is from women. That's why our kids have identity crisis now. That's why we're going LGBTQI. All these things. We're innovating sexuality and gender. That's what women are doing. There's only man and woman.
You think women are doing that?
Which I agree with.
Oh yeah, women are doing that. Women say anything go. Men say you can't do that. Women tell kids you can do anything you want to do. They tell themselves they can do anything they want to do.
Y'all are you generalizing right now? It sounds like you're generalizing.
Yeah, we do generalize. You do. Most truths are generalized. It's a generalization. Most women teach their kids they can do whatever they want to do, and as soon as their kids get out of control, then they want to get the man or get the daddy. But by then it's too late. They're over.
But Tanya, is what he's saying far-fetched though? Is what he's saying right there? Is that far-fetched?
No, not at all.
Okay, so why you fight back with him then?
I was just asking questions. I'm not fighting. I don't.
Okay.
There's questions.
I'm not. Well, let me use a different set of words. I'm sorry. Fight back. Why'd you push back or questioned it like that?
Because
like
I'm
he was saying.
Different sides, so I want to understand everybody's opinion.
I got you, man.
I think I found it. Let me read these. Marcus was popping with the $5. Why does Q always have to make it personal with people? As A with the $2. I feel like Q is saying Ali might need to outsource. Ron with the $2. I'm with Q. She got bars.
Sharon.
I want to play this clip, but I kind of want to get Toya's take on the. I mean, do y'all want to play the clip, or do y'all want to get Toya's take on y'all initial argument, the first argument of the night?
Play the clip.
All right, let me see. Give me a second. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I think I got it right here. TJ, you probably can help me too. Make sure I'm at the right spot. Y'all see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see.
Things are not associated with teaching a young boy how to be a man.
Right, but
that's not the things that you're saying. You said teaching him how to pee. Like stereotypical means that you don't believe that those are the things that.
Here we go. Like that. Was mad feminine. Like you cooking in front of him and shit. Think that stereotypical things that people think, and it was actually about this.
the person that was chosen to be his godfather actually did less with him and did more feminine things in his presence than he was. And the guy was married to a woman. So if this was a hetero couple, he spent a lot of time like sitting him in front of the TV and shit. And it was actually me who was taking my son to the baseball field and letting him run bases and throwing football and teaching him how to play basketball and teaching him how to ride a bike. So all those stereotypical things that people think that when
that's
you
a thug.
Huh?
That's because you a thug.
No, that's because I give a fuck. But yeah, stereotypical things that people think that males offer to boys. Sometimes it's a crapshoot. You know what I mean? I had the best intentions, but the nigga was mad feminine. Like you cooking in front of him and shit. He could get that at home. The fuck is you cleaning the house all day?
Here we go.
Like that.
And then that cook again.
So stereotypical meaning learning how to ride a bike and learning how to pee. Like stereotypical means that you don't believe that those are the things that men like. What do you mean by stereotypical?
You so concerned with asking questions. Oh shit!
I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I really don't want to.
Sorry.
I don't want to verbally attack.
So far, it sounds like a man can be eliminated.
But that's not what I said at all, which is why he even had a godfather to begin with.
But you said the godfather was feminine. You could eliminate him because you could do all the things that the godfather wasn't doing.
Because he was feminine, right? So that's what I'm saying. When people aren't listening, they're just pulling stuff.
Well, no, Q. What I'm saying, you didn't say that. You didn't say bring another man in. You said you could do it.
Answering that question, but him. Let me be clear. That's not. Are you guys saying that that's manhood?
What?
The stuff that I was explaining, the stuff that I was describing, is that manhood?
She's saying a masculine man can raise a kid, but a feminine man can't. That's a huge contradiction. That's crazy. No. That's crazy. That's a huge contradiction. He can't raise a man because he's feminine, but you can raise a boy because you're masculine. That is what happened. We seeing in the video.
Let's keep going.
That's not what I was saying in that.
Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more. But what I'm addressing is the fact that we're saying that you said previously that bring a man in because you needed help raising the boys. That's the part that I'm trying to get clarity on.
Right.
I want to get an understanding of where you're coming from.
Okay. When everybody
some of the things that you're saying, you said teaching him how to pee, and then you said riding a bike, and then you said stereotypical, but those things are not associated with teaching a young boy how to be a man.
Right, but
that has nothing to do with being a man.
So those are things that I've heard women use as examples of when they want their sons to know how to be a man. So I'm just going off of that.
Okay.
Yeah. There's certainly more to it, man. Right. But women can't raise no men. I'm just gonna tell y'all that straight up. He ain't gonna let him just cry the whole time. Nah, fuck that.
So what you just said, if that's your example, then that doesn't make any sense as to why women can't raise men.
No, that was just I did tell them that, but that's just a little thing.
What is it that
this nigga's toxic as fuck?
Say it again, please say it again.
Father would offer.
Look at Asia. Look at Asia. You said, well, go ahead, Chief. Say it again, Chief. He's so toxic because he said his son can't cry.
Put him in a fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come.
It's true. That's how babies
the
communicate.
was toxic as fuck.
What is it that a father would offer that would matter in making a boy a man? Because I hear guys say that a lot, like boys need their fathers to become men because a woman can't teach a boy how to become a man. So what is it that men offer?
So this argument you making here, without me even having to play it, you can't sit up here and say that you were saying include a man.
That was me getting clarity, Hamp, on you guys giving so much pushback on those stereotypical things. They're like, oh, because basically what the panel was saying was teaching a boy those things, you cannot do that because you are not a woman. That had nothing to do with manhood, right? That's just teaching those things you cannot do because you're a woman. And I'm like, that's not true. Like you could throw football with your son. You could teach your son how to take a piss. You can teach your son how to mow a lawn. You can teach your son how to tie a tie. So that was why I was like, okay, so if you guys are saying that, then I'm asking, so what is it that you would be able to offer that a woman couldn't teach in those areas?
So what are the tenets that a woman can't teach a boy?
Say that again.
What are the tenets of manhood that a woman cannot teach a little boy?
Just a full-on presentation of what it is to be a man, things that he can't things that he's going through. Like, for example, if he's going through certain phases of puberty, I've never been there from a male perspective, so I wouldn't have nothing to give in that space.
But that's what we said in this clip, though, that was refuted, though.
Mm-hmm.
You refuted.